I'm under this assumption that I'm kind of a bad gardener. Things definitely grow in my garden. As you can see, there's tons of white clover and purple clover and these little yellow guys. Like, it smells amazing. The perfume is wonderful. And the sunflowers that I harvested from last year, are doing something. I have garlic that I harvested myself as well from last year that's also doing wonderful. And there's clovers that I planted among the garlics that are fixing nitrogen. There's wild St. John's wort that is playing host for these spit bugs, and it's so cute and sweet and precious. I have chamomile that has absolutely exploded that I didn't even plant in this bed. I mistook it for a carrot, and now there's chamomile everywhere. And there's also some giant lettuce right there that every once in a while I'll just take a little bit of, but it looks like I'm looking for it to bolt soon, and it just hasn't. On the other side of the sunflowers, there's this big spinach plant that I'm gonna let bolt and go to seed, and I'm gonna collect the seed because, like, wow, what a beautiful spinach leaf. Like, look at that. That's amazing. I find lots of these bits of non-biodegradable plastic in my garden. And every time I see one, I pull it out and I put it in my pocket and I add it to a collection. These onions are about to flower, and I'm just gonna let them and collect them for seed as well. My friends gave me some plants that I've put in this bed. This is kind of like my extras bed. But then the things that I plant and want to grow, like tomatoes, I don't know if they like me very much. But, oh look, an aphid. Let me see if I can focus in on that for you. There it is. What a funky little creature. I don't have like a proper irrigation system out here, so I have to haul water, and that is not efficient, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. I finished. I also mulched a little bit, and I'm tired. I'm going to the river. I have a permanent frown line. Always fucking frowning. I'll see you at the river. I feel so much better. Guys, don't chase money. Money does not equal happiness. Can money buy happiness? A little bit. I'm gonna get in the river now. Okay, I upgraded to HD so y'all can watch me get in the river. Most likely successfully, but just in case. I was so hot earlier and now I'm cold. Life is beautiful, beautiful torture. Okay, it's actually not that bad. The only thing is, the river is clay, until I get over to the part where there's sand, where I need to walk to. Accidentally activated Siri, so I flipped my phone the other way. I've been really interested in the fourth dimension of space recently. It's like my new hyperfixation. All I can think about is 3 dimensions of space, plus another one, plus a dimension of time, I guess, if you want, for fun. I love physics. I love astrophysics. I love quantum physics. And I love going to the river. I made it to the kind of like rocky, sandy part. But now I'm going to go over to my favorite spot, the good spot. There's a little minnow fish. A little tiny fish. I made it. Okay. Now I can relax. Focus on the bug. I've realized today that all this time I've spent wondering, like, how do I manifest $1 million? If only I had $1 million. You don't need to manifest $1 million. You just need to manifest what you would want to get with $1 million. I would say, oh, universe, if I had $1 million, I just realized you can't see the river. This is a little precarious, but it's okay. iPhones are water resistant now. Okay, that is more stable. I would be like, oh, universe, I would donate it all to charity and then buy myself a house and stuff. Well, you can donate your money to charity now. You don't have to wait to win the lottery. And it doesn't have to be a lot. I donate to this charity that's called Share the Meal. And it's basically like micro donations. And I think it's sponsored by UNICEF. Yes. Or the UN Food Hunger Program. I'm going to have to do a lot of editing with this video because... Or not. Maybe I'll just keep this all in because I can't be asked. This is really nice. I'm not really a farmer. I am just a fairy. And I think being a homesteader is a more sustainable option for me. I just need to find like part-time income that helps me live. But I don't want to. I don't want to work part-time. I mean, I want to add to society, but at the same time I don't. My cousin recently came over. One of my cousins from Texas. And we talked a lot about this because I'm not going to share his name or his identity, but he has recently become unemployed and he hates it. At first, he was like, oh my gosh, I can sleep in and play video games and clean the house and make dinner. And then the dread kind of sets in. Is it capitalism as brainwashing? Maybe. There's this like undulating thing. It's kind of grossing me out. There's a lot of things in the river that you just kind of have to like, you have to like get over yourself a little bit. You have to just get over yourself. It's like not hot enough for me to fully get in. but I would like to make a habit out of coming to this spot because it's a 5-minute walk from my house. If you take a little bike ride across the way, well, if I don't want $1 million, what do I want? I want my own house in the woods. And I want a husband that just gives me money. But my boyfriend also wants to be the stay-at-home person, and I'm like, great, we want to be stay-at-home partners for each other. That works out great. I mean, it's cute, but like, I don't know. He has this mindset about work where he's like, work isn't my life. Everything outside of work is my life. I just use work to finance life. And I'm like, I can't think about it that way. That's not an option for me. When you go rummaging around in places, you find things. I found this Coraline ring in a drawer that I haven't rummaged around in. And in my own house, I like to go treasure hunting. It's fun. Also, yesterday, I went to the Maine Wildlife Park, which is in my hometown. It's like a 10-minute drive from my house. It's amazing. I'll put in some pictures and clips of things of the animals. There was a raven, there was a beaver and a deer, and all sorts of animals that can't be released back into the wild. So that's the wonderful part about the wildlife park, is it's not a zoo. They're not keeping the animals there that they've entrapped and enslaved. It's like, no, you would die if you were on the outside. Just come on to the old folks home for animals, basically. It's basically like a nursing home. So it's like a rehabilitation center and indefinite stay for animals. I'll link their website. I think it would be a good idea to buy a season pass and just go there and read books, because there are like benches and stuff where you can like hang out with the animals, but like the only thing is I'd have to bring like headphones because kids scream all the time. Why am I less freaked out by sand than I am clay? Like, stepping into clay is a freaky feeling, especially because I know that the crayfish live in these little tunnels. I don't want to like step on one. That'd be gross. I don't know. There's all these like money spells in witchcraft. Like, money spells, put the money in the jar and shake it all around. And that immediately does not sit right with me. Because money isn't a thing. Money, I guess, is good, but like, it just makes me uncomfortable. Someone once told me that money is just energy. But I don't like where that train of thought follows, because then if you're trying to create profit, you're basically just stealing energy from other people. But from a business mindset, you want to make sustainable profit. So if I'm just trying to take more energy from you than what the product or service I'm trading you is worth, that's just stealing energy. That's just zapping energy. And especially if you're an employer and you're employing someone, there's always going to be a conflict of interest. It's like, well, I want you to give me more energy in return for the energy that I put into you and your business. But the employer is like, no. I need to make a profit. Oh, I love the dandelions, dragonflies. I love dandelions too. I wonder why I had a little Freudian slip in that moment. I don't know, but it's just nice to be in nature and realize that this is actually the whole point. The whole point is just to yap in the river. What's that TikToker's username again? What is her name? I'm gonna put a screenshot on the screen right now. Lana Del Slay? Lana Del Redneck? I don't know, but I think she would be really proud of me right now because I'm in the river. And just having a good quality yap. Wow, the world is really scary right now. We are in the moment right now. So what do? It was inspiring to see all of those protests this weekend. And by this weekend, I mean June, middle of June, when all the protests, the No Kings protest was happening. I had to go to a funeral that day, and to be quite honest with you, I was having a great time at the funeral because I was with my brother, his wife, and my cousin, and it's just really nice to spend time with them. And this person, when they did die, was very close to death. It wasn't a surprise. So I was also just there to just be supportive towards the rest of my family members that were grieving, because I wasn't really grieving. Sorry. But yeah, I just wasn't super close with this person. But you know what? I think it was a beautiful service anyways. And by service, I mean one of his close friends got up and said a very lovely speech in his honor, and then they spread his ashes, and that was nice. You know, everybody dies. I was telling that to the kid that I babysit the other day, and he started singing a song about it, and I started laughing. I don't want to waste my time being worried about money. Yeah, you have to be an adult and you have to think logistically and realistically. How am I going to pay my bills? I have to pay my bills. I can't just be a dragonfly in the river and not pay my bills. I have to go to the doctor sometimes in order to live. I can't just die immediately because I don't want to, and that would make everybody really sad. But without healthcare, I would just be dead. I think most of us would. I think that's why we're so successful as a species. But are we? Are we? There's so much less bugs. This time of year, when I was a kid, I would be getting attacked by mosquitoes, and dragonflies would be everywhere. It wouldn't just be like one encircling the perimeter. That is very fucking upsetting. I was very upset about it the other day, and I wept and wept to my boyfriend, and he was like, I wish there was something I could do to make you feel better. And I was like, me too. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is ever gonna get better. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is ever gonna get better. But you know what? I feel better because people do care a whole awful lot. Most of the people I know care a whole awful lot. And you know what? That's encouraging. That is uplifting and brings fire to my spirit. No more kings, no more kings, no more kings, no more kings. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and support the blessings of liberty. To ourselves and our posterity do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. I could have been a proud American at this point if Kamala had been president.